Good evening, everybody. This is Lincoln Kenobi here, and on today I am going to talk about X-Men 97 Episode 6. So, it is the sequel to Life Death Part 2. It is Life and Death Part 2 that was left off with Storm having her issue with her inner demons. And that's what it was, and I was thinking that was what it was on the first part, her inner demons. So, enough further ado, let's talk. It starts off with the Shi'ar facing off against the Creed. And, of course, you have Deathbird flying in, getting ready to fight off against Ronan. And then, of course, the Shi'ar team, I guess. I forget what they're called. I think they're in the Enforcers. I don't know. I made a mistake on that. So you had Gladiator there, and his team are fighting off against the Creed, and of course Deathbird beat the shit out somehow, just in a couple of hits, beat the shit out of Ronan, and just when he was about to get his surrender, a minion of the Shi'ar came in, telling her that her sister. Damn it, Lalandra, that she has a meeting to discuss, that she's about to announce something. So her sister, Deathbird, stopped what he was doing. Especially what she put her heel on Ronan's face, seeing blood come out right through it, putting her heel right through his skin, and you see his blood coming out. And she announced it and everything with Charles Xavier by her side that they're going to get married. And of course, the whole Shi'ar Empire got shocked because they called him a Terran, which is merely for Earth human. Human or Earth, different species, whatever. So Charles was kind of a little bit worried about this, the Shi'ar didn't take it very well, but Lalandra's like, I'm sure everything will come along as planned. And she's told him, that you've done your part, you've fought your wars at Earth, be with me at my side. And he loves that. He loves to be with Lalandra, So as they were continuing going into the meeting, they were about to discuss it until Deathbird came in, intervened, and said, you know what? If he is to stay here and be wedded with you, then there's a task that they have to do, which is to wipe out his memories of who he used to be. He used to live in Earth. They have to wipe out his memories of where he lived and who he loved, which is the X-Men and Earth, So Deathbird said, well, and then Lalandra said, it's not going to be easy because Charles is a psychic. Well, guess what? Deathbird said, you got to be the one to do it. To prove the love. The council agreed with that. So that's kind of stupid. But you know how it is. Well, anyways, then we stopped where Storm left. We left off where Storm is. Forge got poisoned by this inner demon's infection, and Storm is trying to escape it and everything, but Forge, he had enough strength to cast a spell, kind of like if he was Doctor Strange, and forced it back into a realm, like trapped it a bit. It worked temporarily for a time, because if you realize it when you watch the show, it's in her head, it's in her mind that's happened, So Forge got poisoned, and he knows there's a way to cure him, and it's deep in somewhere in the caves, in the mountains, in the mines. So of course Storm has to take Bishop with him because he wanted to go with her, so he can lead her the way. So of course they do that. Now once there, now he showed her the final path of how to get there, and since he knows that she's claustrophobic, she has to go into a crawl space in the mine to reach the plant, the cactus, this strange cactus-like plant that will help cure Forge of this illness that he has. Then we go back to the Shi'ar, where Charles and Lilandra, they're about to make that move. That Charles is going to be getting his mic warped, and they were getting ready to do it. Then, of course, the council told Charles, "Are you ready to do this? Are you ready to do that?" And Charles was like, "Yes, yes." And then when they asked him, "Are you ready to forget about the X-Men?" Charles hesitated. Deathbird rushes in like always, storms in, and says, "Nah, you see, he hesitated. That means he doesn't want to do it." So she's ordering the council to dethrone Lilandra immediately because they know what will happen if Lilandra was dethroned. Deathbird will cause wreck and havoc around the galaxy, just like her brother once did. So that's something that the council should think about. But then, of course, all hell breaks loose. Deathbird tries to take down Charles and Lilandra. Gladiator gets in there. One punch, boom, knocks her out the wall. Then you see Deathbird's soldiers trying to fight Gladiator off. Gladiator, with his Superman moves, takes them down. Deathbird gets awake, fights off Lilandra, scratches Charles's legs, probably knock him down, fights off Lilandra. The council's looking meanfully, you know what, there's no point in this, let's get out of here. Charles uses his mind to stop everything and take him to an area where they all can discuss this and everything and all. So it's like a school. So then we go back to where Storm is. Storm is climbing into the mine's crawling space. She's seen the plant. As she was climbing, she slips. Her flashlight fell from her mouth. Drops on the floor. The inner demon owl came back to haunt her again. And then, of course, her claustrophobic is kicking in, and then the walls are closing in on her, rushing in, and she's telling her that what is the point? What is your point? All this in her feet, and she's trying to accept her, trying to deny her, like she's denying that she's never going to get her powers back or whatever. She's never going to get what she wants. And she just can't, and she's going to be afraid the rest of her life with her fear of not having her powers, fear of being claustrophobic. Then Storm bursts out, gets her powers back, and faces her fear and everything, and defeats the inner demon. And of course, the inner demon went back to where it came from. And then you see Storm going up in the sky, changing her outfit into the original X-Men outfit that I've once read in the X-Men series. Her hair came back to normal, not that punk hairdo, but she came back with her long hair, which, by the way, she does look more sexier. You know what I mean? So she came back with her powers, and then when Tyrone Magnus, I looked at his review, he discussed it that she was doing that flight thing like Superman did in Man of Steel, which is true, but it's cool. I like it, She's flying around in space. She comes back down, flying around the desert that she was in, right? Flying next to the horses, going around the mountain areas. She helps Bishop, heals him up, and everything. And Forge and her were talking a little bit, about their relationship and everything. So as Forge turned on the TV, the news came out that what happened in Genosha, Storm was there crying a little in tears, that they were about ready to go. Like, they have to go to Genosha. So they're getting ready to go to Genosha, just like the X-Men in the X-Mansion. Which I'm hoping that's what's going to happen in the next episode. So then we went back to Charles and everybody in the mental classroom, discussing it. And Deathbird was rashing out, like saying, you know, all this nonsense about what is going on with the Shi'ar and how everything is starting. Of course, Charles shut her up by putting an apple in her mouth. And then he discussed some things. Now, Tyrone said some things that were kind of, he said that Charles had something saying some freakish stuff, which I'm trying to look at it and I see there was a little bit of freakish thing going on there, which really, but it didn't bother me. It didn't bother me much. It didn't bother me that much. You know, calling it the Adam's tree, or I don't know, whatever it is. So as he was discussing it, trying to give the Inner Council, you know, a way for them to be, having a relation with Earth and all this, Charles had an image that Gambit was dead, and that everything was happening, what was happening in Earth, that it was getting ready to go to war. So Charles got out of it. Lilandra went to see Charles, and Charles said, I got to go back home. I got to go back to the X-Men. And she said, if you go back, it's going to be over. And he's like, if I have to break the cosmos, if I have to end this, so be it. The X-Men need me. I have to go home. So, and there you have it. That's it. But then at the very end, we now know who was responsible for the Sentinel attack in Genosha. It wasn't Trask. It was Mr. Sinister. So Mr. Sinister is up to no good again. And he is up to something. And he just unleashed hell. With Magneto dead, presumably, the only people that can probably stop him right now is the X-Men. But right now, Gambit is gone. Bishop is gone. All you have is Beast, Rogue. Now Storm is back. Jean Grey, Cyclops, Wolverine. They're going to need more help. They're going to need all the help they can get. So we'll see what happens, Bo. But at least, to me, the episode was good. I enjoyed it, you know, for the most part. Except for what Charles was saying in that classroom. It's kind of weird. But everything else is good. Everything else was good. It was perfect. I like Storm's new outfit, her new look. It suits her perfectly, man. So, hope you guys liked. If you guys liked the video, hit that like button, post a comment, share this video, and let me know what you guys think about the episode, what you saw, and what you think. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for me. And I hope to talk to you guys later. All right? Good night, everyone.